Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today to this amazing event. My name is Cecilia, and I'm here to share my ideas and projects with you. As you may hear again, English is not my native language. I'll do my best, but if you cannot understand something, please ask me. I'm from Turin, Italy. I recently got a visa for the US, and I moved to New York, even though my heart belongs to San Francisco. The reason why I asked for the visa was because 2 years ago, when I was in San Francisco, there was an event called the Vintage Computer Festival at my favorite museum, the Computer History Museum. When I went to the event, I realized how connected I felt to everything there and how I needed to be in this world dealing with these topics on a regular basis. I applied for my visa and moved to the States, and I'm grateful to this event for helping me connect my passion with my work. I'm a curator, and at the beginning I worked for some institutions and museums. At some point, I met an entrepreneur who was, this was the picture of the festival of 2 years ago, who was interested in working together with me to create a digital archive for all objects to tell the history of the company and the different brands of the company. When I was doing all of this research in his warehouse, I found a lot of old computers. I was super curious because I was born in 1984, and my first real computer was a beautiful iMac G4. When I saw these old computers, I was completely blown away and wanted to know all about them. We started to talk about the history that gave him an opportunity to build his company immediately after the internet was first developed, the story of the information technology revolution. The name of the company is BasicNet, and when the internet became popular, he had the vision of making a worldwide network of partner entrepreneurs licensed to produce or distribute collections designed and manufactured by the mother company. This is why he decided to sponsor the exhibition and help people understand how our modern day computer all started. I didn't know anything about computers at that time, and I did a lot of research to educate myself about the topic. We started by what we could to build the collection, and when an Apple I appeared on Christie's in 2010, he decided to buy it. It was the time to give back to the community and pay homage to the information technology revolution. We decided to focus our ideas and energy on what we consider to be the heart and soul of the message of this project. The IT revolution was not just a technological revolution, it was also a social and cultural one. As we study the information of those years, we gathered computers and related objects. So we were already in our collection, some were already in our collection, while others were donated to be repaired. Immediately, we realized the need to store these objects digitally and not only physically. Thus, our application was born, Basic Gallery, where it's possible to archive and describe each object and geolocate it in real time. Here you can see some screenshots of the application, and I would like to share with you some items of our collection. As you can see, we have Rolling Stones with the first announce of the All-Art catalog. The All-Art catalog with the sentence that you maybe know, say angry, say foolish. Popular Electronics, thanks to this magazine, Bill Gates built Microsoft. Altair, Soul Computer, IMSI, the first original box that you can see in front with the Apple I, the letter signed by Steve Jobs, the Apple I operational manual and the advertising of the Apple I, a letter signed by Wozniak when we bought the Apple I. This is a super special rare machine. A guy in 1975 from Turin decided to build this machine, this computer, all in one, without know that that was a real vision, and so he decided to just build it, and now he donated it to our collection. We have several magazines, the Apple II, Pet Commodore, which is my favorite computers, the ZX80, IBM, Spectrum, Lisa One, magazines, Macintosh, we have some models of Macintosh, some software, and we have like 16,000 items right now in our archive. So our first job was to set up a small exhibition sharing the 10 machines that have forever changed the way to communicate, live, live and work. We call it Homage to the Information Technology Revolution. The simple exhibition toured Italy and Europe until the moment in which the most important museum of Torino proposed to build a temporary museum that tells the story of the computer revolution. The temporary Museum Torino, established in December 2013, was a virtuous example of collaboration between public bodies and private business. The Temporary Museum Torino wanted to study in depth one of the fundamental issues of the contemporary world, that is the relationship between nature and technology. Here you can see the little museum that I curated with all the areas that we decided to build inside the museum. So, in order to create a stimulating environment and to attract the younger generation to our museum, I decided to use new technology to make the museum more interactive. We developed an application of augmented reality. The visitors could use their phone to scan the computers and to scan the computer. And in return, they receive more information connected with the computer as well as music and videos. After developing the application, I bought the Google Glass in order to experiment with the product. After that, I discovered that they were selling the first developer's OCULUS kit of virtual reality and decided to buy one. My main mission was to experiment with it and the games that people were developing. I show you a little video where you can see a little bit. Oh, I forgot to do. Because we have the Apple I, we created a technical team made up of 2 engineers with whom every year we test and power on the Apple I. And so we started to gather experience in this field. When I went back to Italy after my 7 months in San Francisco, we powered on 4 Apple I's. One of them came from Silicon Valley. Here you have a video where you can see our latest restoration, but maybe I'll show you later. This time of gathering experience and This time of gathering experience and experimentation gave me the opportunity to be the producer of the video library 8-bit generation that include all the interviews with the pioneers of the Silicon Valley. So you can see John Sculley, Byte Shop. Here was the first presentation of our first documentary, 8-bit generation, easy to learn, hard to master, about the history of Atari. And immediately following, I co-authored a book called Bit Pop Revolution, Gli hippie che inventarono il futuro, focused on the Homebrew Computer Club. Currently, the Temporary Museum is an even more ambitious project. It is distancing itself from the standard definition of a museum with a defined collocation in space and time. The first example of the temporary museum's new fluid spirit at its overs export to Brazil at São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. So here another video of our last exhibition in Brazil. Our mission is to tell digital natives the story that had the greatest impact on their lives. So thank you. Sorry for my English again. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you. Thank you.